Today we're going to talk about the New York City 24-hour class for taxi, Uber, limo, yellow cabs. The 24-hour class is a taxi and livery training program designed to provide a standard understanding of rules and regulations of the New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission as they pertain to professional drivers in the city. It also includes modules of geography, map reading, landmarks, as well as customer service and the city's Vision Zero program. It's simple, but what has brought this relatively simple yet very logical taxi driver training program to such prominence lately is the opening of the driver floodgates brought on by the Uber Lyft phenomena, which is bringing people to the for hire industry and taxi industry like never before. Tens of thousands of new drivers are arriving on the industry shores each year. All have hopes of getting out and picking up some folks. And they're also hoping it's during prime surge time. And then to take a few rides around the city and put a few bucks in their pockets. When I said surge, surge refers to an increase in the price when there are more passengers than drivers on the road. The surge is calculated by an algorithm which adjusts to current demand, raising and lowering fares. In effect, it is a bidding system which pits two customers against each other, bidding for the available car. It can be very profitable for the driver and very expensive for the passenger if they don't verify the price before they ride. Rush hour prices can be maybe, I don't know, 100% higher than the non rush hour fares. There is a reality check to all of this, though. The oldest saying in the taxi business is you can't cheat the seat. Translation, you must put in your time. You want to make a living. If you're not here to make a living, then the next pros gem will terrify you. If you don't need the money, you will never do this job. Why? Because business is business. Nobody drives a taxi for fun. Call it Uber, call it Lyft, call it yellow, call it green. The realities of driving in a professionally licensed car in the city of New York does not allow for tourists or thrill seekers, no matter how exciting it may be. And I can tell you from experience, it is exciting. But at some point, you will receive a traffic summons or have a crash or a complaint, which will inevitably put your driving license at risk, which will hopefully wake you up to the value of career decisions. Career decisions such as wandering the streets of Manhattan in an Uber car because it's cool. But if you need the cash, this is the place to be. A TLC license in NYC is permanent unemployment insurance. I've held mine for almost 30 years, always knowing that if cash flow becomes a problem, a shift here or a shift there can close the financial gaps. And the moral of the story is there ain't no free ride on the streets of gold in the Big Apple. There ain't no easy way out. You have to work for what you want. And then comes the test. And who's passing or failing the test? Well, no matter how easy the questions may seem, many people fail the exam. Some because they don't study, but most because of the language. Some people have failed the exam a dozen times and more, but still passed in the end. And of course, we do have special master cabbie programs for the slow learners. Whose fault are the failures? No perfect answer to that. And remember, passing an entrance exam has no direct correlation to future success. In fact, in the taxi and livery training niche, I can say from 25 years of experience that the one who studies the longest and suffers the greatest number of setbacks before passing the exam usually has a much better appreciation of the license and a historically better chance of survival in this industry, more so than, say, a moonlighting corporate attorney. Well, the TLC taxi and Uber exam is a test that gets you a universal taxi license. It consists of 80 multiple choice questions. You're allowed 2 hours to complete the exam. You are permitted to use a map during the exam. And to pass the exam, you must score 70%. We have what we call a 90-day rule. You're allowed to sit for the exam as many times as possible during the 90-day application period. And for rescheduling exams, no person can be rescheduled more than once in any 24-hour period. When I said expiration, what we're saying is at the end of 90 days, the application that you filed will expire. And you will not be allowed to sit again unless you file a new application with the New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission and meet all other requirements as you had previously. A second application can be filed with no waiting period. All the items that you achieve, even if you fail the exam, such as certificates or class completions, carry on. In other words, the 24-hour class, once you've taken it, you don't have to take it again. The WAVE class, which refers to the wheelchair training class that all drivers take, you don't have to take it again. The 6-hour defensive driving course, which is required for all new drivers, is good for 3 years, so you certainly shouldn't need that either. So these are some basics on the class and the test. I hope we'll hear from you soon. And when you're ready to start your career in the professional driving arena of the greatest city in the world, I'll be waiting. Good luck. I'll see you out on the street or on my app. Ciao.